Now I know somewhere in my mum's array of old photos is me on a Raleigh budgie. I remember, I'm convinced I had one when I was little. My dad paid 6 shillings and 8 pence for it. A budgie. I had a budgie about a year ago. I flogged it on Facebook, 20 quid. A charity budgie. Some of you guys might remember it. I put 20 quid in a charity box for the Mary Curie cancer refund, cancer research. Anyway, in this box here, I managed to pick up another little budgie. Let's get it opened and let's see if I can bring back some memories of when I was like 3 years old. Let's do it. Have we not done an opening box sequence of time lapse? So I thought I'd chuck this in as a bit of fun. Me chucking around some packaging and loving the feeling of opening up a box with a rusty old bike in it. You can't beat it. Let's get into it and show you what I picked up. Who remembers Pete Watches? Yeah, he's here now. Pete, you're a non-bike guy. What do you think of my budgie?
Really good. Yeah, I love it.
How good?
Very good. 10 out of 10.
Is it hold out your hand?
Hold out your hand.
10 out of 10. That's from a non-bike guy. Let's do it. Yeah, I think that's what you call a shed. Look at the state of it. That's broken. That's been a seat too long, but it's, yeah, I love it. What a beast. Don't know what I'm doing with it, but let's get it cleaned up and see how we get on. In the garden, and I thought I'll bring out the grifters to join the party. And the commando has made a cheeky appearance. Just grifters. Obviously the budgie, we'll get onto that in a tick. But I'll explain to you one of the reasons why I bought it. A, because it was like 50 quid. And B, it matches this stunning sort of era that Raleigh made with the colours. The stunning red on the Mark 1s. Some of these Mark 1s are double bridge, ranging from 76 to 77, that era, 1, 2 and 3. But you're here to see the budgie. And yeah, like I said in the earlier part of the video, it's not the prettiest, but it's a survivor. And I love a retro vintage 70s Raleigh survivor bike that we can all remember and relate to from our childhood growing up, when things were much easier. Things didn't stress you out, didn't matter. We were kids, we had no responsibility at all. All we cared about was getting home from school and going out on our bikes. And this one is like no other. It's just the same as the other ones. It's just like a survivor. I started with a bit of auto sole on a crank arm. I put a little bit in, on, and now we can see if it cleans up any good. And yeah, that crank arm is going to come up lovely. It really is. Plans with it. Well, it came with a city bar. I had a city bar already in the garage, but I can't for the life of me remember which one it came with. So I put a photograph now on the screen of the eBay listing. We can judge for ourselves which one it came with. Obviously one's longer than the other. Both share the same formats in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes on each side. That's got 4 holes. That's got a 5 hole. Obviously there are your bits for the wheel nut, The washing machine is going ballistic in the kitchen, but obviously these bikes had no rear brake. Obviously, they had mud guards, and that's it really. The seat's a bit knackered, but everything on this bike is staying. I'm just going to get it cleaned up and working. Brakes are working, wheels cleaned up, tyres pumped up. Give everything a clean and oil. I very much doubt we're going down a route of removing that bottom bracket, because ultimately these things will never really drop, will they? They're used for about a year, 2 years, like crazy, then chucked into a barn, an attic, a shed, forgotten about, brought out, and that's how these little survivors come to light, from just being hidden up. The kids grow up, they get a grifter, for example, they get a BMX, a chopper, a tomahawk, a chipper, they get all these things. Give it a clean, try and bring it back to life, and see where it takes us. You can see there, we're missing that bit there, you can see that bit hanging down. That's the ends of a mudguard. So mudguard's been ripped out. A lovely original Michelin. There it is, upside down. Not anymore, it's not. A Michelin little tyre that's gone off for an early Christmas holiday. And yeah, nice little straight forks. Brake blocks need a bit of attention. Brakes need stripping down, cleaning up. Original cable, original housing. It's not going to be immaculate. It ain't going to be the best budgie in the world. It ain't having paint, as you know. I don't paint bikes. I can't paint bikes. It's just going to be, put on its feet so you can get an idea of a size. You know, when we were little kids, when we were like 3, 4 years old, that seemed massive. But there it goes, look, on its floor. Let's stop messing about. Let's stop twatting about and get this little thing cleaned up. If you're new to the channel, hit up, subscribe, comment and share on all your social networks. Let's get into it. I'll tell you the best thing about finding these old survivors is like this little blue string and stuff. It's just party string. It's like this has been there for decades because you've got all these cobwebs around the blue. It's like that's its history, but you can't keep it on it. But it's great to have it as photographic evidence. Or that's why I love filming little videos on these survivors, because this sort of thing would have been forgotten about if it wasn't documented on social media. The cobwebs, look, the leaf, I love it. Thankfully the wheel isn't rotten, it's not holy like some of these Raleigh wheels you see. Just needs good old clean up. Tyres split, but wouldn't you be split after sitting unloved for many years? I think I would. Tyre needs to be stripped off, good old clean, and that tyre and wheel can happily go again. Obviously, I won't be riding this budgie. It's missing a few little bits. It's missing that chain guard, which is unfortunate, and obviously missing mud guards. If I find some, I'll put them on. If not, I'm not too bothered. Front wheel, again, Nice Survivor. You can see there on the chrome on that there we are, catch the sun on that rim. It's lovely old thing, I love it. Nice to have it with the other ones, like I said earlier. But back wheels off now, we can assess that frame, the dropouts, and these kids, you know, these bikes by these kids that have been using them over the years. Well, probably one owner. Some get handed down, but ultimately they have very little use, and then are just chucked in a, like I said earlier, in like a shed or outbuilding. Pedals, you can see there. It's been used, of course it has, but it tells a story. Frame's all good, nice and straight. All right, let's get those brakes off. There we got motion. Nothing out of the ordinary here, nothing groundbreaking, but nice to get a caliper off, and then we can assess it. I'll probably even keep with original brake housing, the brake cable, but you know, like I say, we'll get it stripped down and see what's what. So that's a seat safely executed from this little budgie. And yeah, it's missing that seat bolt thing, seat post thing. So that goes through there. Obviously, I've got a sissy bar. It's missing that. You can see the little wear and tear on the sides. That, for me, makes this bike. No bent seat post. Yeah, little things like that. What a cool little Survivor. Absolutely love this little bike. You know, what are you going to do with it? Not a lot, apart from just bring it back to life and just save it from what would have been maybe at some point in its lifetime chucked in a bin, because a lot of them were, weren't they? You know, we do it now. We go to a shed, to the back of the bikes, to the back of the shed. Everyone does it. Take bikes down the tip. You know, 10, 15-year-old bikes down the tip. So this could have easily been tipped in the late 90s, early noughties, but thankfully some bright spark said to himself 30 years ago, right, chuck it in the barn, forget about it. At some point, dynamite, it wasn't even known then, will snap it up and bring it back to life. But yeah, cracking old job. Let's assess that main frame, because there's some more bits removed from that. What I say, more bits removed. A little white lie, brake block, seat clamp, and handlebar clamp. It needs a grip on there. Chain guard it needs. Like I said, I'm kicking myself because I had a budgie in this colour, didn't I? But it's painted red. Don't even remember it. Painted red, black mud guards. It came with about 50 quid Raleigh grifter that I flipped. So I made a profit on all the bikes. I think I made about 120 quid on that deal. But in hindsight, I should have kept that budgie, stuck 20 quid, which I did, in the Mary Curie cancer relief. Just kept that budgie for a rainy day. If I had done that, I'd have mud guards for it, I'd have a chain guard, it would have been complete. But if you're adding bits on from another bike, it no longer becomes a Survivor, doesn't it? It becomes like a parts bike, a bitzer bike. At least this one's true, genuine, and holding its glory with its history. Some little kid ripped off the mud guards and the chain guard back in the day, and that is its history. Clean it up off camera. Might do a little bit now. I'll tell you what I need to do. Let's get that minty fresh bike wash. Lovely old thing. Hope you can see it's okay. Lovely old job. Get it all rinsed in. Let's bring you closer to the action. Yeah, look at that, look, beautiful. All soaking in, doing its thing. Good old minty fresh bike wash with that paintwork popping in the sunlight. Absolutely beautiful. Stunning. Stunning. Let's get a kitchen roll. Some kitchen roll. Let's steal some kitchen roll from the missus's kitchen roll cupboard. And let's see some of that dirt come off it. Love this bit of a build. It's not a build, is it? You hear those magpies in the sky? You might be able to see them. Let's try and show you the magpies. What are they? In the comments, what birds are they? I don't know. Anyway, let's get back onto this. Budgie. Beautiful. You see that there? That's it. It's very, very scratched indeed. The paintwork on this is lovely. The patination with the marks and that colour. It's like a copper. It's like a copper colour. You don't see many like this now, do you? All the new bikes nowadays are just greys and blacks in the 70s. There's some stunning colours. When you look at the cars that are available in the 70s, the Escorts, the Continas, the Ford Granadas, the Fiestas, the Nissan Cherry. Who remembers them? There's some cracking colours, and this comes from an era of a non-complicated. Obviously, there were the coal miners and the recession in the late 80s. My dear father, my late father, was affected by the recession. But in terms of colours and simplicity, I can't think of any better time to be alive growing up in the 70s and 80s. Budgie, look at that, look. Absolutely stunning. Hope you caught some of that. I wasn't checking on the video, but yeah, cracking old thing. You can rest it there in the sun. You can get a better view of you can probably see it now, can't you? We've got some many scratches against a wall. We've got the decals where a foot has been brushed over it, and you know, it's a stunning piece of kit. And it just means, you know, it tells a story, doesn't it? And you can see with auto sole on that, it's going to come up lovely. It really is. And it's not a massive project. It's not a big space. You know, it doesn't take up loads of space in the garage like these hefty old barges take up. You know, you're trying to store 6 of them. It's a logistical nightmare. But that, come on, I don't help. Then you've got grifters, not the grifters, the burners and the old postman's bike and everything else, and the 2 bikes from that couple, from that mother and father in the shed. It's all taking up space, isn't it? Which is why I get quite excited when I find something that's a survivor from the 70s that owes me less than a decent Indian takeaway with some sides, some naan bread, some sagaloo, some pita naan, some, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, cracking old thing. Get those wheels cleaned up, and it'll just be another bike saved that will just be in the background, like the Commando and that sort of thing. A lovely Survivor. And yeah, another one added to the fleet. Yeah, let me know what you think of my little Raleigh budgie. I think it's a cracking little find. Personally, that sun, I can't see nothing here. I've got no idea if I'm in shot, but I think I am. Little weekend video for you. Nothing extraordinarily exciting or, I don't know, progressively interesting, but another little video nonetheless. What's coming up soon? Well, Christmas, as you know, is in what, 10 days time, 11-day time, and yeah, I'm pretty much sorted. Got a few little bits. Went out last Sunday with a list of bits to get, and used my own initiative as well. I've had a lot on my plate last week or so, like to get a CT scan to check I'm not ill. Thankfully, I'm not. I'm only ill regarding bicycles and buying too many of them. So I've had a worry of a CT scan results over my head for the last 4 or 5 days. So thankfully that's come back clear. And I forget the word that nurse used, but it just means I'm alright, you know what I mean? I've got a doctor's appointment on January discussing like diet and that sort of thing. But you know, I've spent too many years chasing too many women, chasing too many double rum and cokes, eating too many kebabs at 4 o'clock in the morning. At the time, it seemed good, but now, will I change it? I've always said no. I would never change the clubbing years. 10, 11 years clubbing. Loved it. We're done. I'll see you Monday. I've got a day off Monday. So over a weekend, it's now a weekend, I'll do a little bit of video on that back wheel of the double bridge. Make a start on that fella. And until then, have a lovely weekend. If you're not started your shopping, you better get on with it, lads. Advice to the lads here. Ask Mrs. what she wants. Buy it. And get something else as well. Use initiative. And also follow instructions. Christmas, you know. Be thankful we're here. Be grateful for what you get. Be grateful for what you received. And be grateful for the day and the fact we're all here still and fighting and doing our own thing. I'll see you on Monday. Have a lovely weekend. Hit that subscribe if you're new. Comment and like. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.